What's going on, YouTube? So this video that I'm making right now is more so for other YouTubers who have been reaching out to me lately wanting to do an interview. I just had another one this past week reach out, wanted to do an interview supposedly about talking about being a veteran and living here in Colombia, like other veterans have questions, okay? Prior to that, I've had two other YouTube channels that reached out to me wanting to do interviews about my life here in Colombia as a disabled American veteran. So, and the other two channels, which I'm not gonna put this last channel in that same realm, but these last two channels, just know, if you're a channel that primarily focuses on tourism, okay, that's basically what the premise of your channel is about. You are completely wasting your time even asking me to come to your channel. That is a strictly waste of time. Don't even try to write a comment in the bottom when I go to your page and that's the first thing I see, waste of time. If your channel and I go to your channel and I see that all the people that you follow are nothing but tourism, waste of time, okay? Waste of time. For the last channel, openly talking about finding women somewhere, that's not something I talk about on this channel. I do not understand where some of you guys seem to think, and again, it goes back to a video I did, when they see a person of color, they assume we all do the same thing. We all live the same way. We all in the trashiest neighborhoods possible, and we're all here chasing prostitution. No, we're not. That is the most infuriating part about being African American, is that every other African American expect you to be the exact same way, and we're not. That's what's infuriating sometimes about doing YouTube or being in a space where African American men are, and they expect you to be the exact same way where they came from, or whatever way they talk to each other. They expect you to do the same thing. And it's like, this is not universal. We didn't all grow up the same way. We don't all have the same beliefs. But for some of you all out there, you seem to think we do. Now, when it comes to veterans in this country, I want to be absolutely clear. I don't try to help no veterans come here, because I've seen too many and heard about too many who come here and lose their way, whether it's through drug use, alcoholism, or being killed in this country, or going to prison because of habits that they brought with them from the military. So therefore, I am not interested in trying to help veterans move here, because the vast majority of them that move here struggle. And you're like, well, how do you know they struggle? I see two every morning, right there on the corner here in the Golden Mile, because they usually go somewhere where people they perceive are rich and beg for money. They are veterans. I've seen them before at that HCA clinic, and I'll get to that HCA clinic in a minute. Yeah, they're veterans. I don't see nobody championing a cause for them. There's some who are stuck out in Parque Aries. They just sit out there and wait for their drug dealer. I don't see anybody champion a cause for them. So therefore, I am not about to get on here, try to stand on the soapbox to try to help one or two when there are many more out here in the same situation. So no, I'm not interested in helping veterans try to move here, to give them an early death or an early grave, or try to figure out some way to try to help them get off drugs or get off the street. No, I'm not doing that, because there's too many of them here in that same position. Okay, now that was a veteran who hit me up, who watched the video I did about cost of living for me here in Colombia, and he's like, I think he said 50%. He's coming here on $1,200 living in Bejo. The only difference between him and someone else is that he is Hispanic descent. He's Puerto Rican, fluent in Spanish. That helps. And he'll get away with a lot more being of Latin descent than someone would just coming straight out of the US. He'll get away with a lot more. But that's still not something I encourage people to do. That's why I don't speak on veterans moving here. I'm never going to speak on that. I'm never going to speak on you trying to find a woman, because 9 times out of 10, they playing with you. They're not serious with these people that come here. They're playing with them to get what they can get out of them. And these guys know this. There is no 20-year-old serious about some 50-year-old. That is a fantasy in their head, and they know it. Because on social media, while they post all these pictures of this girl doesn't have one picture, not one mention of them anywhere. That's real. They're never gonna get invited anywhere to a family function of any type. That's how you know they're not serious. But let me speak on the HCA real quick. I personally have nothing against the HCA. The HCA does serve a purpose, but it's not the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I wish they would stop saying they are, and I recently learned that they are, because it's bullshit for people to put out there that that's a VA here in Colombia, when there most certainly is not. You're fooling people into believing something, so when they get here, they think they're gonna get the same services they get in America, which they most certainly are not. You are not. If you are not service connected, you're not getting a goddamn thing nowhere. Nowhere. Okay? But they do serve a purpose. They serve a purpose for people who do not plan on ever learning Spanish, who do not plan on ever learning how to get their own medication, who do not plan on learning how to go to the doctor on their own and get care, which is the same thing, by buying the local health insurance. So for the people who are that lazy to never learn, that service is needed. But for people like myself that have tried it and see that it does not fit, I have no interest in trying to promote it, because it's not what people make it out to be. You see a lot of veterans online that will post, well, there's a VA clinic. There ain't no goddamn VA clinic. There's a service here that builds the foreign medical program if you choose to use them. That's exactly what it is. It is nothing else other than that. That's it. It is not connected to the Department of Veterans Affairs in any way, shape, or form. Period. When they do a CNP exam, you will never be sent to that place for a CNP. So if they were connected to the VA, why would they send you to a different clinic other than that one for a CNP? Try it for yourself. They will, I repeat, never, you hear me? Never send you to that place for a CNP exam, period. And they know that. Okay? So once again, I have no issue online answering your questions about this country that I'm in or this city that I'm in. But I am in no way encouraging any of you veterans to bring your ass here. Do you see the papers? I'm sure you see things online. People constantly dying here. And for the exact same reason that a lot of you all want to come here. But that never discourages people until it's someone that they know or it happens to them personally. So I've given up and washed my hands of talking to people online who ask me about this country. I'm not trying to answer no questions about, well, how did you do it? How are you able to live here so long? Because I'm not involved in any of the BS that a lot of them come here for. I stay clear of Americans because this is why. Guys get together, they do the same thing they do in the States. Your habits follow you everywhere you go. You're an asshole in America, you're gonna be an asshole here. Okay? You a scumbucket in America, you're gonna be a scumbucket here. So I have no interest in that. None whatsoever. Okay? So please, for you small YouTubers out there trying to grow your channel, and you see I got a little more than 7,000 subscribers, there ain't no point in coming to me if you're all about S-tourism. There ain't no point in coming to me if you're going to ask about veterans coming to live here. I'm not trying to help not one, because I'm not sending one to an early grave. Okay? And with that being said, guys, that's it for this video. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy.